Okay, so we're gonna do a short demo here on custom automation against a data center. So this is one of the cornerstones of what the NDNA program is all about. You know, after you've discovered a data center and you've got your IP lists built automatically, it builds you L2, L3 IP lists broken down by NXOS, iOS, or NXOS, iOS combined, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So you run the custom automation from the user DCDP bin Python custom scripts directory under site specific. So site specific is where you're going to have all these different types of automation, where you can run it again against your iOS IPs in a data center, all your IPs in a data center, which would be the iOS and NXOS combined that I've highlighted here, and or on L2 devices and NXOS L2 devices, I should say, NXOS L3 devices, NXOS all devices only, and which we already covered, and L2 iOS devices or L3 iOS devices. And so the only thing you need to change or do before you run automation against a data center is just edit the commands you want to send to the file. Edit the commands you want to send to the nodes, to the devices. So basically, we'll go ahead and we're going to run this against some NXOS devices. So we'll go ahead and just edit the commands we want to send. Let's do we'll do a show IP interface brief. It's good enough. So show IP interface brief, and we're going to let's see where we're going to do that against the NXOS switches. So again, we'll just copy the path to the clipboard, and we're going to cd into that directory, clear, make it clean. So we'll also just make sure we're gonna cat the file from here, NXOS, just to make sure. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna send show IP interface brief to the L2 NXOS devices. So we just type in, and again, I keep tabbing to finish this off, and we're gonna run it against the NXOS switches Python script. So we go ahead and get it started. Okay, so now it's prompting us for our data center. So we'll go ahead and pop in the name of the data center, and that's it. Then it's going to prompt us for a username and password and be off and running. It also does a check here that the data center exists. If it didn't, it would not continue. It'd prompt you one more time, and then if not, it would exit. And that's it. So you'll see it also specifies. I'm going to go in here and show you. User data centers. This is the data center we're running it against. And you go into the configs directory, and you'll see it's already created these files again. Creates the threads. It's still pulling the information off the network, and you'll see output files will be written to user data centers. Puts in your data center that you're running it against. DCDP config, so it tells you where the output files are going to be written. Also tells you where the logs are going to be written in user DCDP logs. And there you go, it's all done. And if we refresh that, we'll see. And it's that easy. So that's how you run automation against a data center. Now the other thing that you'll notice here is, so it's dated by the minute, and this is all covered in the user guide as well. So what's real nice about this is, as long as you wait a minute, you can just keep running automation, and it's not going to overwrite the file that you know, the files that you already have in there. You could keep running automation against the same nodes. So if I ran, you know, a particular command, if I'm troubleshooting, and then I go, okay, I just ran, you know, show IP route on a particular route, but I want to run a totally different command. So then all I'm going to do is, and this is again where bookmarks become real, you know, real good to use. Is so if I go back into the bin directory here, so if I go into into my site specific, because we're running this on site specific, and we're doing NXOS switches. So we'll go back in here, and let's say I can change what I want to send. So, let's say I want to do a shover, for example. So all I do is update the commands file, and then I'm just going to go in and run the script again. That's it, and that's it. And I can just keep running whatever I want to run, and it's going to keep. We'll go back into the data center here. So we're in this particular data center, and if I go into the configs directory, it's just going to keep writing the configs here and not overwrite what I already have. And because we're running it against L2 devices, you'll see it automatically tells you it's an L2 custom config on NXOS L2. And if it was an L3, it would tell us that it's an NXOS L3, etc., etc. And that's it.